Is this the end of Ja Morant with the Grizzlies? I know I haven't done a video recently where I just sit and chat with you guys because I've been really enjoying doing those comment videos and you guys have been enjoying it as well. But I'm just going to sit here and talk like unfiltered for a minute about this whole Ja Morant, Taylor Jenkins, Memphis Grizzlies situation because it was like a month ago, I guess at this point, where we heard the report Ja Morant could be traded this summer. And I made a video on it at the time when it came out. And I was like, this is very interesting, but I don't know if Ja Morant will be traded. I think I remember I said that it just depended on how the season played out. Like if the Grizzlies went out in the first round and just like didn't make any noise despite being like healthy and stuff like that. And especially because they are a top four, actually they're 5 now, a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. If they go out in the first round, I'm like, okay, maybe they might move on from Ja. But I was like, I guess it just really depends on how they play in the playoffs. Because I was like, if they make the NBA Finals, I don't think they're going to move on from Ja. But now that they moved on from Taylor Jenkins with like 9 games left in the season, that kind of stimulates those rumors more so because like coaches get fired. We've seen it time and time again. That's not new. Like, even during the season, we saw Mike Brown got fired. I think that was this season. I feel like time has gone by so fast. It had to be this season because De'Aaron Fox was traded. So he was fired before the trade deadline, but it was still like within the season, right? So we've seen that a bunch of times. I don't remember how many times, if any, I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't remember how many times a coach has been fired with like 9 games left in the season and the team is fighting for a, top 5, top 4, top 3 seed in their conference. Like a coach might have been fired at the end of the season when their team was, not very good, but to be a top, potential team in your conference and you get fired, that is just kind of crazy. And like we've heard things come out that people have been saying eventually they thought Taylor Jenkins, like the relationship, was going to end with the Grizzlies and that he would eventually, get let go. But I think a lot of people are just shocked that it happened right now when, again, the season is still going on and it's almost over. And now we just have to start thinking again about those Ja Morant trade rumors and are they going to come to fruition? I don't know still, I'm not sure. Because again, it was just a really wild situation that he just randomly got fired. I mean, it's not random, but at this timing. So I still think it does depend on how they play in the playoffs because again, if the Grizzlies go to the NBA Finals and Ja Morant leads them to the finals, listen, we literally just saw that situation happen to Luka. Literally. I was thinking about it for a second. I'm like, if they go to the finals, there's no way they trade him, right? Well, Luka took the Mavericks the NBA Finals and they traded him, right? So, you know what? Even if they go to the NBA Finals, I guess Ja Morant is technically not safe because nobody is safe now. But I do think it depends on how well they do in the playoffs. Obviously, if they flame out in the first round, like I said, that would make it more likely that they move on from him faster because, they've had some years with him at this point and they haven't progressed, I guess, the way they wanted. Injuries and, the suspensions and stuff like that. But the point is, teams seem to be more willing to move on from their stars at a younger age than we've seen in recent years. Teams used to be, at least recently, very adamant about keeping their, superstar players. And so the fact that, again, Luka gets traded and nobody thought Luka would be on the trading block signals that other owners or GMs may be, thinking similar things with a player, even if it's not of Luka's caliber, but making that max dollars, but isn't, taking the teams to the NBA finals. I'm not saying that's fair, because like, it's not necessarily the player's fault. Maybe it is their fault in a certain situation. I'm just speaking generally. Like, there is always three sides to every story, as we know. So like, it may not necessarily be fair. None of us agree with Luka being traded. Like, I would say 99.9% of people don't agree with it, but didn't agree with it, whatever. So I don't know how Grizzlies fans would feel if Ja Morant is traded. I guess it also depends what they get back. So I would just say keep your eye out for that situation. I don't know if he's going to get traded or not, but the Grizzlies have an interesting situation going on.